What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Key, and you're kicking it with me. And we're doing Bachelorette Season 18, Episode 3, and we're gonna get into it. All right, y'all. So at the beginning of the episode, Michelle is reflecting on her conversation with the guys as far as like the information that Jamie brought back to just start some mess. But so she was getting ready for their Top Gun date, so she was getting ready for that or whatever. And sorry, y'all. And she was nervous because she felt like the guys weren't as interested in her because pretty much maybe they didn't believe the situation with Joe, how she explained it. So she was really nervous about that. The guys actually, they went back and showed that the guys were talking about it. I think it was Cassie and Rodney. They talked about it, and Cassie was like, it's a rat in the mix. Like, we got to figure out who went back and told her something like this, and nobody even, what? Like, we're confused. So, I'm just tired of seeing Jamie's stupid face. I want him to shut up. Like, just shut up. Like, seeing his face, like, just, he gets on my nerves. Anywho, so, and then the other guys were talking about the situation, and then they brought out, well, Caitlin, I don't know, I wanted to say Katie. Caitlin brought out the group date card, and the group date was Martin, LT, Olu, Spencer, Clayton, Nate, Joe, Rick, Will, and Peter. The thing about Will and Peter, just how they're doing it, like I said, I don't know if it was the first episode or the second episode, but I was saying how it's very produced. Like, they lead up to things as if it's a movie. It's like Will and Peter, like, put them on a group date together, like, and then I'm gonna get to more of the production based things that I was like, okay, they doing too much. But anyway, they went to the group date, and then they saw that child, it was Lawrence. I love me some Lawrence. If you watch Insecure, Lawrence, his name is Jay Ellis. It was him and a guy named Glenn Powell. I don't know who Glenn Powell is. I don't know who he is, but they are going to star in the new movie Top Gun Maverick. I've heard of Top Gun, but I've never watched it before. I know Peter loved it. Peter was so excited because, he watched all the Top Gun movies. He was so into it. So, he was excited. He was the only one that seemed like he really cared about it, because it's always just one person that's like so excited about whoever these guest stars are on the show, and he was the only one that cared. And they did like the little thing where they all were walking, they had on their shades, and I'm like, how many takes did it take for them to all walk and get this in sync? I was like, oh my god, it's so annoying. Anyway, so before they started like the little challenge they was doing, they told all the guys to give each other nicknames, and Will's name was Lil Will. Peter was Doughboy, and Olu said something about how from where he's from, if you're called Doughboy, like you're a gangster, you're hard. I can't think of where Doughboy is, like, in my head. It's from some movie where somebody was named Doughboy, but I can't think of what movie that is. Yeah, so I don't know. But Martin, they call him Frosted Tips. So it was a G-force stimulator, and while they were pretty much twisting and turning them around, they had to tell Michelle how they felt about her. Tell Michelle how they felt about her, and pretty much, I think Rick, is it Rick or Nick? I keep wanting to call, and I love you, Nick. I keep wanting to call him Nick. Is it Nick? Yeah, I don't know, Nick or Rick. The guy I love that I feel like needs to be in her top, but he's not right at this moment. But before they did that, Martin pulled her to the side and just wanted to, check on her. And at that moment, I was like, okay, Martin, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Like, okay, all right. He's trying to get to know her. Like, you really being, it just seemed like he's being really sincere. And I like Martin now. Like, Martin is part of my top. So I got Martin, Rick, Nick, him, and I think that's it. That's all I have right now. Is those two that I really am. And at the end, I'll say it's another one. Spencer, he actually, I was like, dang, maybe he's really sincere. Like, I wish they had more time with him showing like maybe the chemistry that they had, but obviously, okay, spoiler alert, Spencer was sent home, but I liked Spencer, like, but it was towards the end when I saw all his emotion from leaving. I was like, oh, maybe he did really, really like her and want to get to know her more. But anywho, so I think it's Nick. His name is Nick. Yeah. But he was first, and then Peter went and he spoke Italian. Well, Will went after him and spoke Spanish. I was like, Will is a problem too, because Will started it at the little school group date. He started it too, and I'm just like, see, you be picky, and then you try to sit up and act like you didn't do nothing. You being a Karen, and I don't like it. But anywho, so of course Peter's upset. He like, man, he like pretty much did the same thing I did. Like, he just copying me, and I was like, here we go with this Will and Peter situation. It's annoying. So they then did another challenge. It was like the guys were, I don't know what you call this game, but it's like at the little jumping places you can go and you can do it. But like they were running to each other with these little not mats, but these things running towards them to knock them down off of the little balance thing. So it was Clayton and Nate, y'all, I'm being interrupted by my husband. Get out! Okay, anywho. So it was Clayton and Nate. Leave.
Alright, I'm going.
I just do it with you standing right there.
I'm good.
What? Yeah. That's why. So as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. At the end, everybody picked, well, not everybody, but the two hosts, Lawrence J. Ellis, aka J. Ellis, and Glenn Powell picked Will because Will beat Peter. Of course, they put Peter and Will against each other because they got drama. So they put them up against each other, and Will got a bomber jacket. Of course, Peter was mad. Peter is always mad at the end of these. And then he said something in his confession, like, he said something in his confessional, and it was pretty much like, I don't have to beat a man down physically, and what was it? It wasn't mentally. He said something else. But pretty much that's what he was saying, and I was like, Peter, that was a part of the game. Like, he literally had to push you down physically. I don't understand. But the group date, Michelle, I think the group date, this one she wore like the all black, and she had like the earrings. Her earrings really stood out to me, and that was really pretty. So she looked pretty on the date. Of course, Will and Peter again argue, and they are arguing about the whole situation that went on, and pizza gets brought up like it always does. Enough with the Peter and pizza and the whole situation. But he said something that I thought was funny. He was like, the pizza is changing lives one slice at a time. I was like, who wrote that for him? Like, that's so lame. Like, y'all, if y'all see me looking at my doors, because my husband is getting on my nerves, and he keep walking in and out of this room. And I'm gonna have a clip in here, y'all will see that before I talk. I was gonna edit it out, but I'm keeping it in, how he bothered me. So I'm checking to make sure he not like sneaking in here. But anyway, so pretty much while they're arguing, the other men get up, but Nate sits there, and I'm like, yo, Nate is me, because I'm here for the drama. I want to see what's going on up close and personal. So he started drinking his wine. He kicked his foot up, and he just laid back. Like, y'all got on a dress under here. Well, a nightgown. It's really what I went into my kids to school in. So mind your business. Don't judge me. Judge your mama. Period. Yeah, I'm rude, but I'm nice. But I can, yeah. Anywho. But yeah, I'm Nate. Baby, give it to me. Like, literally at work, I had a situation where it was drama. I could have left, but I wanted to be all up in it. Like, I wanted to see what was going on. Let me see the drama up close. Rodney got the one-on-one date, and y'all, is it me? But Rodney, I don't see it for Rodney. Maybe she does. Maybe she sees it for Rodney, but I don't. I don't see it for Rodney. I thought that at first, and what was funny is right after that, as I was thinking that Malik was like, you know, Rodney's in the friend zone, and you know, even thinking about it makes me laugh. And he was like, well, he's a funny dude, and I was thinking, yo, he is funny, but I don't see it with him and Michelle. I don't see it, but it is what it is. But I don't know. She fooled me though. Rick Martin's coming for your spot. He is. So Rick, you really don't have a spot with her. You have not with me either. I'm married, but if I was a bachelorette, Rick, I like you, but Martin, he's right on your tails. Like he's just doing all the things. Like he's really being sincere to me, and I just feel like he really does care. And if he doesn't, he's doing a good job, like of fooling me. But I like Martin now, so my numbers are coming up. You know, I said each time I would probably have somebody that I would like, and now it's Rick and Martin. But so pretty much. Oh, I don't think I said it during the argument. I started talking about Nate and all kind of stuff, but Peter took the jacket because for one, where did Will go? Maybe he was doing his one-on-one with her and they didn't show up. But I was like, where did he go anyway? Like to the restroom? And anyway, Peter took the jacket and then he walked off and he threw it in the pool. And then all the guys were like, what did you do with the jacket? What did you do with the jacket? And he was like, I let it, like, it needed to go for a swim or something like that. And all the other guys were like, what? Man, you went too far. Even Clayton was like, yo, you need to chill, like it's gonna get back to Michelle. And he was just like, Clayton, I like you, but you need to stay out of it. Like, just stay out of it or whatever. So Clayton just looked at the other guys like, what the, and left it alone. But child's mess. I don't know. Martin got the group date rose, and he got like a little one-on-one with her. And I was like, I don't think she usually does that. When she gives a rose, she gives the rose, and I think the date is over. But she did like a little one-on-one with him. But I knew Martin was gonna get it. I was like, Martin is getting the group date rose. Like, yeah. So he's getting that. So they did a group date, and like it was like this band playing and everything, and it was really cute. It was nice. I liked it. Oh, before I get that, Will cried about the jacket. It's not funny. I think he wasn't crying about the jacket. I think he was crying because he was so upset. And when somebody cry, baby, they upset and they ready to fight. So Will was ready to fight you, Peter. He was. He was ready to tear you up, and that's on game. Like my son said, gang. But no, Will was upset. Like I said, Will, he always starting stuff, and then when Peter come back at him, it's kind of like, oh my God, like, now he's bothering me. Like, I hate that. And I'm just like, shut up. You started it. But anywho, so what was funny is that they show like Will fishing his jacket out of the pool and he was having a hard time, but it was too funny. It was funny to me. I'm sorry. It was funny. Rodney was so trying my notes. I said Rodney was excited to go home because I thought she was gonna send him home. Like if you watch past seasons, a lot of times some of these one-on-ones are for, you know, the women to get a feel for somebody. Like, oh, he seems like a good guy, but let me do a one-on-one and see if I like him anymore. So she, that's what I thought she was doing. I was like, she gonna send this man home in the end. But pretty much that group day was the blindfolded stuff that they did like on their mini one-on-one when they were doing the what you call it, whatever they do before the rose ceremony. I can never think of what it is they do before the rose ceremony. I can't think of the word for it, but their little mini one-on-one that they had. So they blindfolded and he fed her food and it was some dry spaghetti up there, and I was like, no ma'am, no ma'am, don't feed this to this lady. That's disgusting. It looks nasty. Most of that stuff looked dry and like it had been sitting there for like 2 days, but that's their business. And the next thing on their group date was to be handcuffed together and find the key. And they did that, and that was cute. And then there was a part where something about someone strips naked and the other one yells, "This is our journey," or something like that. So of course he was the one to get naked. And then that's when all the guys came out of their room and pretty much saw him running around butt naked. And Tasia and Caitlin was there too. Pretty much she said that he's chipping away at the friend zone, so he is still in the friend zone, and she's just trying to see like if she likes him. But I really I don't see it like I said, but if it's just me. So the next group date, the guys to go were Jamie, Libra, Chris G, Malik, Cassie, Chris S, Brandon, and Romeo. I'm so tired of seeing Jamie because he does this. I gotta move my hair, y'all. Like every time, and I was like, oh, he's a fool. Like, I can't stand looking at him. He's so annoying. That's what I say in my notes. I'm tired of seeing Jamie's stupid face and him like raising his eyebrows every chance he gets, every time he says anything. But anyway, let's get back to Rodney and Michelle. Michelle on that date with Rodney talked about how like somebody called her the N-word and she had a partner and the partner didn't understand. So I was like, oh, so her partner was obviously not a person of color, because she was like they just couldn't understand, and they wanted her to pretty much, I guess, apologize for the situation or whatever happened. And then but that for me, it was like, so does that just X out all the white men then, because she's saying that they don't understand her experience as a black woman, which is true, but it was just like, oh, well, they kind of like, if she wants somebody who can relate to her, I don't think any white person or a person that's not of color would be able to identify with that situation with her. So yeah, I was like, oh, so that sounds like she's Xing out all of the white men. And then she was like how her mom was like the strongest woman she knew, and her mom would stick up for her dad. And I said that in the first episode, it seemed like her dad was more like mild mannered and he didn't talk much. So it was good to know that, whatever issues that went on, her mom spoke up for her. So her mom was able to teach her how to be like a strong person. I think Rodney is sweet. I think he's a nice guy, He talked about his background and his dad not being around and all those things, and how he pretty much took care of his family. And that was nice, but I still don't see it. Chris G knew who the guest was on their group date. His name was Rudy. It was Rudy something. And he was so excited to see him. Like, mouth was on the ground. Like, he was too excited to see this man. And I was like, sorry to this man, but I do not know who this man is. I mean, he was doing poetry when they walked in, and I'm not a poetry person, so of course I didn't really know who it was, but Chris G did. Chris G is the spicy white guy that I say in the first first episode that I talked about in the first episode. him. So all the guys had to write their own poetry, and of course, Romeo talked about Juliet. Enough. I'm tired of him, Romeo and Juliet in this thing. It's enough. I'm tired of hearing it. Um, she liked Brandon J. He did a little thing, and it was cute. Chris G was really good. I mean, I knew he was gonna be good because when he met her, he did. I think he did a poem. Yep, he did when he met her, and I was like, pretty much sound like he's rapping, and he did. It was a lot of emotion. He did really well. Of course, he would though. Jamie didn't understand the assignment. He did not. Even the guys were like, "What?" Like he's telling us this whole story about this lady and this girl losing her way and blah blah blah. They were like, what is going on? We're confused. What's going on? Michelle had to do her own. She did her own. It was pretty much about her being mixed again and about her nappy curls. She said something about nappy curls, and I was like, at first I was thrown off because I was like, she has like really loose texture hair, and it kind of annoyed me when she said that. But I was like, well, her hair is nappy to other people because, you know, other people other than black people, because they're not used to hair like that. So if she had really curly hair, I get that. But at first it threw me off, and I was just like, what? Like, your hair is really loose and easy to manage, but to other people it doesn't matter. And that's another story for another day. But I had a child that I was dealing with as far as my job, and her hair, she pretty much has hair like Michelle, but the family she was with was a white family, and they felt like her hair was so hard to manage. And I'm like, this is like the easiest texture to make. Like, it's so easy, like so easy to detangle. You just have to wet it. But of course, to them, it was nappy. So, yeah. All right, y'all, I had to take a pause for pause. But, anywho, so she did hers about the nappy hair and everything. And her and Brandon, like when they did like the one-on-one on the group date, he talked about how he was a late bloomer, and I was like, I can see that because I still see him now. He just looks really boyish. But she likes him. So Brandon is another, I don't know if I added him last time in her group. Well, in her like top guys, and it seems like Brandon is one of them. But I'm not feeling it. For me, it's just, he's so boyish in the face. He's cute, but he's boyish. On the date, he gets the rose. He gets the group date rose. My predictions on who I feel like is gonna go is Cassie, Romeo, and LT. I just don't see it for those guys, and maybe because we don't get those scenes, but I just don't see her being interested in any of them. After the date was over, Jamie like pulled one of the production women to the side and was like, I need to talk to you, as all the guys were walking out. And as he's talking to her, he's like, you know, I don't see any competition with any of these guys. Like, it's just crazy. Like Brandon J, like he was pretty much upset that Brandon got the group date rose. And he said something about her being in spring break mode. And I'm like, what is he even talking about? What is he talking about? I was so confused, and I was like, why is he I was like, see, I don't like this. Like, why he even feel comfortable enough to pull him to the side and talk to production? And I was like, he's a paid villain. That's just what I'm getting, but whatever. For the sake of the show, I'm still talk about it, but he's annoying, and just him pulling him to the side, they should like left that out because it just didn't make much sense. I guess he got cool with production, maybe it's not what I'm thinking, but yeah, I wasn't feeling it at all, and I was like, that really makes me dislike him so much more. So now we're doing the cocktail party. That's what it is. Sorry if y'all hear my squeaky chair, but I can never think of it. I always think of it like at the end of the video or in the middle, but the cocktail party. And she had on this like gold It looked so nice. Like, she looked good. She was a smoke show. Okay? And if y'all watch Bachelorette, y'all know where I got that from. But she looked really good. It had the high split, back was out. It was nice, loved it. It was sparkly. She looked so nice. She really liked Nate because Nate was the first person. He was like, I'm about to, I'm gonna pull her to the side. And somehow they started talking about running away, something like that. And she was like, "You want to run?" So she took her heels off and they ran and they kissed. But I was like, he giving me F boy vibes. I don't know what it is. I just, nope. But my son came in. He was like, "Oh, he look like Chris Brown." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't like him though." But he is. I mean, he is nice looking. I'm not gonna lie about that. But it's just, I'm not feeling it. Baby, Cassie not letting it go. Cassie want to know who went back and told her this, because he's still like, I don't get it. Like, who, why? Pretty much, Cassie is talking to Rick about, like, he doesn't understand, like, who went and told her this, what's going on. So, Rick went back and told her, like, I just want to tell you now, like, nobody in the house had any speculation. Like, they didn't know anything about this. And then Michelle was like, well, Jamie told me that some guys in the house had this, they had this information and they pretty much were concerned about it. So Jamie was the one who told me. So Rick was like, "Oh, really? It was Jamie. Who knew? Who knew?" So then, Rick was talking to like Nate and some other guys, and pretty much everybody was like, "What's going on?" They were pretty much talking about it. And Nate was like, "Well, I don't want to be talking about it and we don't go to the person. So we just gonna call him up here." So he was sitting down talking. They called him up there. And Nate was like, "What's going on? Like, we heard you were the one who told Michelle this. Like what is it?" And it was something that as the conversation was going on, Nick was doing his hand like that. I was like, I don't know if that's a nervous thing, but he kept doing it like, I was like, that Chris Brown hand, he about to slap somebody. I'm just kidding. I like Chris Brown. Y'all don't know where they came from, but that hand was just like, I was like, you better mess somebody up. But okay. So as the conversation was going on with Nate and the guys, Jamie kept talking about viewers and episodes, and Nate was like, "F the viewers, like, why do you keep talking about it like this?" Like, that's what I'm saying. He was talking to product, like, either he's doing, what's the guy, the first guy, he's Orion. They threw us off the scent of another production plant, and actually it was both of them, Ryan and Jamie. So I see what you're doing here, production. Um, so pretty much, after that, all the guys, they sit down and they wait on Michelle to come back and say whatever she's gonna say. So they did that, and Jamie came out and was like, well, there's been some conversation about, what I told you, and pretty much it was like you trying to make her seem like you took the information back real funny. So I'm gonna explain it. Yeah, I wrote down word for word what this man said because I was so confused. Like, he literally talked in circles. Like, what? Like Nick said, or Rick said, you need to be a politician at this point, because he said he didn't feel like any specific individual challenged Michelle or Joe's character. It was the open speculation in the house of people talking about the potential of you knowing each other that essentially created its own monster. Then that had the potential to challenge both her and Joe's character long term. What? 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 What was it? Because I'm confused. What? Boy, shut up. Shut your ass up. Shut up. Okay? What? Anyway, so she pulled him to the side, pulled him out. It was his facial expressions as she was talking to him where he was just like, if you, boy, boy, I will smack your face and I will, get out of here, leave, peace out. Honey, he grinds my gears. But you know what I like about Michelle? She don't deal with it. It's like, all right, I'll walk you out. It's your last day. Give me your badge. You can leave. Walk out, okay? Get out of here. Get out of here, bucko. Pal. Leave. So she sent him home. And she said, oh, sorry, I can see my thing. But she said she could see the future with Jamie. I said, see, that's the problem. That's the problem, Michelle. That's what I said. I think a lot of guys you like, they real fun. It's looking real shaky. I don't know how long it's gonna last with your tops. Now, I think this show was filmed already, but if you listen to me, you'll be in a long-term relationship and you'll be happy. You listen to your girl, okay? And if you watch this afterwards, you still listen to your girl. Because, I mean, if y'all break up, double back. Because, you know, women will double back on something. Pull a J-Lo and get one of the men from the past. Listen to me now. Listen to me. Y'all, this ain't have nothing to do with nothing, but Clayton started talking and they said he was 28. I said, Clayton 28? I thought he was 36, child. He what? Yeah, I thought he was 38. I mean, I don't know. I didn't give him 28. I just didn't. I don't know. I know Peter, Spencer, Malik, and LT were sent home. And Spencer was hurt. I was like, is he hurt? Because he didn't get off shows. He hurt. But he was really sweet. He was like, you know, he said a couple words to her. Can't remember and didn't write them down. But he was really sweet and sincere about it. And I was like, dang, maybe she should have gave him more of a chance. But I was glad Peter was gone. Peter or Will could have left. It was better for me. But those were the guys that she sent home. And I don't know, like I said, her top guys are really, it's not looking good. But for Jamie to be one of her top guys, it just didn't make sense to me. Because I just wouldn't, I never was drinking when he was pouring out. No. But that's it for my review of season 18, episode 3 of The Bachelorette. And I hope you guys like it. And if you do like it, like, comment, and subscribe.